I didn't grow up wealthy. The only Transformer my parents could actually afford to buy me was Caravanimus Prime. Hello, darkness, my old friend. His special move was being a caravan. Stop Googling for it, it doesn't exist. So when I saw these forum entries from a bunch of Projector mega nerds saying how amazing this projector was shaping up to be for its preposterously low price tag, I figured I'd compare it to a $3 Telly. Because I have absolutely no concept of what sensible testing is. Thanks to Nexigo for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their brand new Aurora Pro PJ92. I am one of about 3 people that currently has one of these things, and I am about to blow your mind with it. Now, in my day, if your child came back from school with too many nits, you'd just put the whole child in a bin. These days, everyone's banging on about how many nits their TV's got, and to me that's just weird. I've never been a big fan of stats when it comes to technology because manufacturers tend to kind of skew them to suit their own needs. And in this case, I think it's worth talking about the stats, but I prefer to do this thing called, I don't know, show people video evidence of what a thing can actually do. So today we are going to talk about some stats, but more importantly, we're going to do some side-by-side comparisons of a fairly preposterous nature, because this TV should absolutely destroy this projector.
Sponsorship cancelled. Sponsorship cancelled.
Rather bizarrely, at this price point, this projector has pinpoint accuracy because it's got 3 giant frickin' laser beams.
Frickin' laser beams!
It has 4K Ultra HD resolution, can throw a screen between 85 inches and a whopping 150 inches, can link with DLP glasses for 3D movies, and has both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos with DTS HD pass-through. And this is the first ultra short throw projector that I've seen that has a ridiculously low latency of 12 milliseconds of input lag, which might actually cause this projector to be the one that puts your TV in a bin if you're a gamer. This projector also, rather unusually, accepts 120Hz input, which isn't a thing on most projectors. It does, however, only output at 60Hz, and we'll talk more about that later on in the video. So why is this projector better than a TV? Well, there are a bunch of reasons. The first one is, your TV's speakers face the wall, which is utterly preposterous. It's been a thing for a very long time and I've never fully understood it. Fly me to the moon and let me sing. I get paid to do this. This is my job now. This projector's built-in speakers are big and beautiful, with 2 main 60-watt speakers, 2 15-watt woofers, and 2 15-watt tweeters, all powered by Dolby Atmos. They are pointed straight at your noggin. But if you do want to do the whole surround sound thing, then the projector also has the usual outputs for doing that too, including EARC HDMI 2.1 for a soundbar, and an optical output for a traditional surround sound system. Second of all, you might be thinking that a projector is worse when it comes to broad daylight. You'd be wrong. Check this out. I mean, no one in their right mind would watch it like this, because, you know, you wouldn't do this to a television either, and I'll show you why in a second. But there is so much light in here. As allies, there's all the lights on and the blind open, and yep, you've still got an image that you could actually watch. You could watch the TV like that. Especially when, check this out. Yep, that's not happening. No one's watching a TV that looks like that. People always bang on about how projectors need to have a perfectly dark room. This is kind of a thing of the past. I mean, there is some truth to it. It does, of course, wash the image out. But it's nowhere near as bad as actually having screen glare coming off your TV. Most people I know, if they want to seriously sit down and watch a movie, they'll close the curtains anyway. This projector does an amazing job, even with all the lights on. For all of the filming that I've done today, all of the lights were turned on in the room, I just had the curtains drawn. I've opened the curtains in some of that footage to show you exactly what it looks like, and I think you'll find the screen glare on the TV is much more obstructive. If you're enjoying this video, you'd be doing me a huge favour by subscribing. Honestly, it keeps YouTube's algorithm going, yeah, keep pushing that guy to people. You should do that, and ding the bell if you want to see more of me. Also, give it a thumbs up, and that's enough demands from me. On with the show. And there's the elephant in the room. Later. Not that elephant in the room, the 100-inch monster that I put in my in-laws' living room to do this testing that absolutely dwarfs my father-in-law's 75-inch TV. It's much bigger. If you're looking at a TV in this price bracket, you're going to be looking at a TV like this size. I can't overstate this enough. Bigger is always better. You know what I'm talking about. TVs and projectors, you filthy bugger. People keep asking who the other tit is, and a lot of fighting goes off in this brawl. Have you ever tried to mount a 150-inch TV to your wall? No, you haven't. Because 150-inch TVs don't even exist. And even if they did, it'd probably pull your house down with its weight. The huge advantage to a projector such as this is that not only do you not have to mount anything, you can roll the screen away when you're done, and once it's rolled away, you no longer have a monolithic black rectangle looming over your room. And finally, and I've already touched on this, my father-in-law's TV was £4,500 only a year ago. Why is it so heavy? A pound is a measurement of weight, not a currency, you dumb idiot Brit idiot moron! Shut up, America. I'm not gonna lie, the TV is way brighter than the projector. I kind of went in thinking the main issue would be the black levels, because that's people's main complaint when it comes to projectors, but they weren't actually that dissimilar. The TV's main advantage is brightness, and that doesn't bother me personally in the slightest. We'll talk more about that at the end. Aside from that, I got in really close on a part of the beach scene I was filming, and what you'll notice is the TV actually has an unnatural sharpness to it, where each edge actually seems almost exaggerated. Where the projector looks like a matte painting, the TV has seemingly digitized the image. To be completely fair to the TV, there is probably a setting to turn this off because the LG TV is undeniably phenomenal. But what you find is the detail isn't actually any different. 4K is 4K, I guess. The TV does get deeper black levels, but to nowhere near the degree that I expected, and the only obvious noticeable factor between the two really is brightness, and even that depends on your viewing angle. And now for the elephant in the room. Hey. The elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that in order to compete with a TV, you really need an ALR screen. An ALR screen reflects the light coming from underneath and rejects the light coming from overhead, and it's this that helps it compete, and they're not cheap. Sadly, the one that I'm using today is £1,000. Why is it so heavy? Shut up, America. But the point is, even with the screen, this is still way cheaper than my father-in-law's TV. For a much, much bigger picture, I can actually watch in daylight more easily because there's no screen glare. The second thing is that although it can take 120Hz signal going in, it'll only spit 60Hz going out. This is unusual for a projector in the first place. If you look at the Samsung equivalent at £5,000, that thing won't even take 120Hz signal in the first place. They also rather conveniently haven't listed their gaming lag anywhere. Funny that, Samsung? Strange, isn't it? Haven't bothered to mention that? Corporations taking your money without fully explaining their products since 1882. Some people suffer with what's called the rainbow effect when it comes to projectors. This particular projector, I can't see it at all. I'm like shaking my head around and can't see it. But I thought it was worth mentioning because some people are more sensitive than others, and it is one of the advantages of a TV. There is no rainbow effect, no matter how much you shift your head about. Its fans aren't as quiet as my XGenie Aura. The XGenie Aura is more expensive. This doesn't bother me personally. You can't hear them from across the room if you're watching a movie at any kind of volume. If you turn the sound up just the tiniest bit, the fans disappear. But if you're a massive projector snob, this might be something you're interested in, so here's what it sounds like, and here's the decibel level. And finally, there is a built-in operating system for the projector, but it's a little bit lackluster. It can't, for example, do HDR10, the Netflix functionality is a little bit wobbly, you kind of have to use the air mouse to do it. I couldn't get YouTube to sign in, even using the air mouse, and the remote is very cool to use as an air mouse, but it's only really useful if you're using their operating system, which I don't think you will at this particular moment in time. I'm hoping that a firmware update will improve all of that, and you won't ever need to plug anything into it. Currently, I'm using an Nvidia Shield, you could use a Fire Stick. I like to think I'm a fair guy, and I like to be upfront and honest, so I want to tell you I've had projectors since I was 19 years old, and this is long before the technology had got anywhere near that of a TV, because for me, bigger is better, and that's all I care about. But I am objective, and I do like to look at things in detail and try and do side-by-side comparisons, and I'm happy to tell you TVs are much better for black levels. No projector is ever going to get to the level of black of a TV. However, this one comes really close, and if you've got an ALR screen, then you're even closer. And with all that said, you can't even buy a 150-inch TV. And even at 100 inches, you're looking at least 4 times the cost of this projector, and you're mounting a giant black rectangle on your wall. At some point, doesn't the sheer size and convenience outweigh those other things? It certainly does for me, and you're going to tell me in the comments, "Hey, you're an idiot! Shut up! My TV is amazing!" And that's fine, we're all different and we all like different things, but this absolute beast of a projector has Wi-Fi 6 capability and a 25,000 hour lamp life that will last you 17 years if you used it 4 hours a day. The Kickstarter campaign literally finishes on Monday, and the price for this projector and 2 pairs of 3D DLP glasses is insanely low. I urge you to go and check it out. If you've ever had any interest in a projector, this is the one to get. As usual, there are links in the description as to where you can pick one up, and these amazing people running up your screen right now are my patrons from Patreon. Without them, this video would not exist. I would still be working in a call center. And if you want to be one of those incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my X's and my TikToks too. Come and hang out there and can be best friends. See you next time. I was a bit surprised to find actually that the black levels weren't an issue. Not like at all. Damn it. The TV's main... But why is it so heavy?